Hi, my name's Poppy and I'm going to be making a Bailey's creme brulee dessert. So we've got 250 grams of plain flour, 75 grams of unsalted butter, 50 grams of icing sugar, 25 grams of whole eggs and 25 grams of ground almonds. We're going to start by sabléing the flour and the butter together until it forms breadcrumbs. You want to go until you haven't got any lumps of butter left. We're going to add the almond powder to the mix and we're going to add the icing sugar and mix it just for a second till it's all incorporated. And then you want to add the whole eggs into the mix. So I'm bringing the pastry to a nice ball now. Ideally, you just want to bring it together. I'm going to put it into a little parcel. I'm going to cling film it, pat it into a nice neat ball, and then roll it out. And that goes in the fridge to rest for an hour. So we're going to roll out the pastry now. A bit of icing sugar, just lightly sprinkle it. Sprinkle the surface, or you can use flour if you like. And we're going to roll it out to about 2 millimeters thickness. So we've got an 8 millimeters mould here, and I'm cutting them to about 85 to 90 millimeters so that they'll be easy to mould, a little bit higher so that we can cut them down nicely afterwards. I'm going to dock all of the circles with a fork so it allows you to have a nice even bake. You align the pastry over the tart so that all the edges are evenly around the centre. And you're going to push the pastry down and you're going to use the tip of your finger to push the pastry right into the corners so that it's really well aligned, just like that. And then you get a sharp knife and you're going to cut around the top. You're going to cut the excess pastry off. So I'm going to bake these for about 15 to 20 minutes at 180 degrees until the bottoms are cooked and slightly browned. Now I need to show you how to make the Bailey's creme brulee cream. So I'm going to pour the double cream into the saucepan on a kind of medium heat, and we're going to bring that to a boil. I'm going to scrape the vanilla pod into the pan. I'm going to add 25 ml of Bailey's to the cream. I'm going to add the egg yolks and the sugar together and whisk it. And now the cream's coming to a really nice boil. I'm going to pour the cream over the egg yolks and the sugar. I'm going to give it a little whisk and pour it back into the pan. So I'm whisking the Bailey's, the egg yolks, sugar and cream until it comes to a lovely kind of thick mix. So I'm going to add 1 leaf of gelatin. So we've softened it in cold water for about 5 minutes. I'm going to stir it into the cream mix while it's still warm, and that's our Bailey's creme brulee. Let them cool for about 5 to 10 minutes before taking the tart rings off. So we've got our lovely baked empty tart shells. They're browned on the bottom and they're quite firm, so we're not going to have any soggy bottoms. Here I've got a doubled up piping bag and I'm going to fill it with the cream. Cut the bottom off. So I'm filling the tart moulds up with the Bailey's cream. It hasn't quite cooled down yet, but that's fine. It will cool down in the fridge very, very quickly and it will set. Now we're ready to make our caramel domes. So I've got 500 grams of caster sugar. I'm going to put it in a pan. Just let the sugar melt and move the pan around. Don't stir it and let the caramel form. I'm going to pour caramel straight into the dome. You're guiding the caramel around and you're basically getting it to cover the whole cavity. Just pour it completely upside down and you let all the excess caramel pour out back into the pan for you to reuse and fill up other cavities. It's going to allow you to have a really nice thin dome. I'm just going to get some parchment paper and I'm going to turn it upside down, and that's going to let some of the excess on top drip down so you've got no thick bits of crunchy caramel. It's not going to break anyone's tooth when they eat it. So I'm going to turn these over and I've got these lovely caramel domes that I'm going to top my tart with, and that's ready to decorate the tart. And here are the desserts out of the fridge. The custard is nicely set and ready to be garnished with the caramel domes. Here's our Bailey's creme brulee dessert. Beautiful.